right? RJ Barrett just got the bag. Right now, he is the highest paid player on the team. Not that much, like a smidge, but with great money comes great responsibility. For me, I'm looking at a few things. For one, I'm looking to see, does RJ Barrett have pressure to perform this season, right? Two, I'm also looking at the fans' reaction because we already know what comes with the bag. What comes with the bag is the criticism from the fans. Everybody loved Allen Houston till Allen Houston got the bag. Once Allen Houston got the bag, oh, that bum Allen Houston. You know what I'm saying? He's injured. I can't believe it. Like, that comes with New York. So I'm really waiting to see like how he handles that pressure, if the fans are still going to stay with RJ, and like, can he make that next step? What do you guys want to see from RJ Barrett? You go ahead, Ryan. I'll let you start it off.
Okay, well, I think first and foremost, I do want to see if he's able to take that next step because, like you said, 4 years, he got the bag. So now he has to prove that he's worth the bag. So he's definitely going to have to step his game up a notch. He's definitely going to have to become a more consistent 3-point shooter. He's definitely going to have to add that to his game. He's definitely improved his right hand. You know, a lot of people, you know, I guess people you think, well, people who claim that they watch Knicks games, but they really don't claim that, you know, RJ never goes right. He always goes left. But clearly, if you watch Knicks games, you see that he goes right as well. So he's definitely improved his hand on his right hand, which is definitely a positive. And overall, I just want to see if he can take that next step. You know, right now he's like at the edge of like he's a 20-point per game scorer. You know, averages like around 5 rebounds, 6 rebounds a game, 3 assists. So now it's time to see, can he step up to that all-star level? You know, can he take that one extra step? You know, maybe, you know, add like maybe 4 more points to his game, maybe add like another assist, you know, another rebound. You know, can he take that next step, which will overall help the team? So that's what I'm expecting for. That's what I'm expecting from RJ Barrett this upcoming season.
Well said. Yeah, I think we need to look at how he handles a transition from it becoming Randall's team to his team. And that's not just because he's making the most money, but I think in terms of the timeline of his core, in terms of their age, he is the face of the franchise. I think the ball is going to be in his hands a lot more than usual, especially at the end of games. So RJ really transitioning into the face of the franchise. The guys will take that last second shot while guarding the best player on the other team. That's what I'm looking for the most. And that comes in leadership. It comes in communication. It comes in, like, you know, calling out deep defensive plays and offensive schemes on the court when he sees the other team switching and transitioning when they're playing. I think that's going to be the real big thing I'm looking for, as well as obviously a point production jump is going to need to happen. I think what Ryan said, 3 to 4 points sounds about right. But even if he stays at 20 or 21 and he really becomes that dog on the court, he becomes a lot more vocal, both on and off, inspiring his teammates, and you see guys getting better around him, you know he's putting in the work and motivating them off the court to really play more cohesive as a unit. And I think that we don't talk about that as well in terms of other guys we're talking about. But I'm really going to be looking at how the other starters play alongside him in terms of plus minus and his efficiency when he's out there with that starting unit.
Yeah, I agree with you because, you know, I feel like everybody's seen it when RJ had the ball more in his hands towards the end of the season. It seemed like he started getting into the groove. He had like a month where he was finishing at the rim at the higher clip. But what really started to elevate his game is him getting to the line and him upping his free throw attempts. He ended up averaging 5.8 free throws a game for the end of the season, but I feel like for like a month he was averaging about 8 free throws a game, and he was like amongst the lead leaders. So for me, when I'm looking at what RJ is going to do with this game this season, I'm looking to see, will there be a continuation of that from RJ Barrett, where he's like, I'm going to the hole with reckless abandon. That is my game. Screw these threes. I'm going to the hole. And also the finishing, he's been bottom of the league in finishing for so long. Will he reap the benefits of going to the hole and going to the free throw line by actually finishing at the rim, and we could take a look at his cleaning the glass stats. And for you guys, you can see bright orange means very good, above league average. Mute orange means average. Blue means bad. Blue means below average. Blue needs to work on that. And when you're looking at these shooting numbers across the board for RJ Barrett is mostly blue. Effective field goal percentage, right? 46.7% effective field goal percentage, 12th percentile in the league. At the rim, 15th percentile in the league. Short mid, 21st percentile in the league. All mid, 17th percentile in the league. He hasn't really shot well in general, but he just gets to the line, and it seems like towards the end of the season, he's finding that knack of finishing well, finishing games well, and making plays as well. You know what I mean? Only thing that he seemed like he was doing okay in average was the non-corner three, which was the 56th percentile, was kind of league average. So he has a lot of work to do when it comes to scoring the ball in general. But there's certain things that I did see that he did do well in. And one of the things I did see him do well in is on a defensive end of the ball. It's funny because I was digging into numbers, and if you look into RJ Barrett's defense on the year, and we criticize his defense here as well once his touches have gone up, but he's in the 87th percentile in isolation defense, meaning 101 mano a mano 9 times out of 10. If you try to isolate RJ Barrett, you're going to have a hard time, and he's done well with that. He's done pretty well with pick and roll defense as well, with the pick and roll ball handler, average 57th percentile. But what you really want to see him do better on is running the offense, distributing the ball, making the correct pass. And he started to do that more and more. Where I feel like he gets into a lot of trouble is when he gets a little bit too tunnel vision out. I think him getting tunnel vision hurts his percentage at the rim in general, right? But then when he has a concerted effort to get his teammates involved, mainly Mitchell Robinson, he does pretty well. So he needs to do that as well. 29th percentile pick and roll ball handler, needs to pick that up. But overall, he's averaged 20 points per game for the first time in his career. Despite all those stats, he's gotten better every year. And I think we're in a good place with RJ, but I still want to see if he can take that leap. And one of the things he's going to have to do to take that leap is, take command of this team. And one thing I really want to see is how RJ and Jalen Brunson coexist together, to see if those guys can create some synergy. What do you guys think about those stats?
Yeah, I think what's missing when we're talking about this is a lot of context. When I look at the 3 years that RJ's been elite so far, and there's a lot of blue there, and that is very disconcerting no matter how you look at it. But it's also blue when he's playing alongside a black hole in Julius Randle, zero spacing in Mitchell Robinson, and even to a certain extent, Reggie Bullock and some of the bench players, Albert Burst, he was playing alongside, even though they might have been good in corner threes overall, you're not getting elite spacing alongside that. And Elfrid Payton, Dennis Smith Jr., Alonzo Trier, I mean, the litany of terrible point guards, even Burt's a small forward playing point guard. He's had a lot of issues in terms of putting himself in position to increase those statistics and efficiency because of who he's been surrounded by. And that's on the front office and Thibs in terms of their flexibility and willing to be, a little more experimental with the lineups. I'm hoping now that he has a real point guard at the helm of his team, and hopefully better spacing and shooting alongside him on a perimeter with Grimes inserted into his starting lineup. We should see those numbers rise naturally, more so than forced.
Yeah, and
go ahead, Ryan.
I also just want to add something to what Lee said as well, because we talk about how we would like to see RJ Barrett make a little bit of a jump in scoring, due to him, due to the Knicks, signing him on that 4-year contract and trusting him they're pretty much putting the franchise in his hands right now. Well, if he improves his shooting efficiency, he can easily get those 3 to 4 points a game. It's not even a matter of him taking more field goals or whatever the case may be. It's just a matter of him improving his efficiency and even free throw shooting. Like, he struggled at the line as well. So if he picks up his free throw shooting and becomes a little bit more efficient, he can easily score those 3 or 4 more points per game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the free throw is going to be a big deal, and you're rightly as well. The point guard situation, the synergy between him and Jalen Brunson might be a thing to look at as well. But everything we read about Jalen Brunson is that he's a natural leader, and I was digging into his stats as well, and it looks really good, man. It looks very well. It bodes well for us. I'm gonna just say this: you see all this blue for RJ. When you looked at Jalen's, this is the complete opposite. This is orange in this. All right, he's the orange and the blue and orange. But we'll dig into that later. All right. I know we got a caller that's coming up, and I know Fritz says JR is the first caller. JR, let us know what you want to talk about, sir.
Yo,
Was good.
What's poppin', crew? What's poppin', team? Yo, I gotta keep it 100, man.
Keep it.
That little hiatus you took, man, you were sorely missed, man. Sorely missed. Like, these content creators, man, I mean, I'm all over the place on YouTube, man. A lot of these guys are starting to sound like ESPN personalities. Like, we needed you back, man. We're glad to have you back, and we're looking forward, I'm looking forward to seeing you grow this year even more. I know it's coming, man. You make great content, always level-headed, always keep it real.
Appreciate it.
So,